Talk loud.
And talk fantastic.
So Erickson sent me a text saying that it is not logical. What did he say? It's not logical to try and do Prudhoe Bay in the amount of time that we have allotted for Prudhoe Bay. He might be right, logically.
So how much time are we allotting?
48 hours to 56 hours. I think if all of us don't want to go up to Prudhoe Bay, we all don't have to go. But it's a personal bucket list of mine to complete some way or another, is to complete the Pan American Highway road system. And you can't complete that without checking off Prudhoe Bay, dead horse. To me, it is worth it to try and go at all costs. Well, within reasonable costs. To me, 3 of us go, crank it out, is worth it to me. I'll take the Tacoma and rip. Check that off. But
It's just a matter of whether we want to split up.
That's where I'm torn.
yeah,
I don't really have this strong desire to go all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, but I don't want to break up our team.
Right.
I feel like we're like fine-tuning our system, and then to split just seems sad to me.
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be fast. And to me, I'm within 2.5 days of completing a life goal. And I guess it is just to say you've done it. Flat out, it is that.
Right.
But it's worth it to me, because I
I
want to
think
say
it'd
I've
be
done
a
it.
cool like team challenge. Like that's what I see it as. I see it as it might not be the funnest thing ever, but I think adventure and the hard challenge of it could be really cool for the
Right.
whole team.
We've got the tires, we've got the suspension, we've got the lights. We won't need them up there. We've got the fuel ranges. We are set up to do it.
Well, I think the last thing we need to do is split up right now. I don't think that's in anybody's best interest to desire.
Okay.
I agree. I like you guys.
So we aired down on this gravel road, headed into Manly, and I got back in the vehicle, and we're kind of waiting for a few things. I looked over the gauges, and I see that my main fuel tank is down to 1/4. And then I'm like, oh, what? And then I look over, and our aux tank is down to 1/4, which means that we went to the last gas station, parked and everything, and didn't fuel the truck, and then drove off. We're 85.9 miles in. We have 80 miles to go to get to Manly Hot Springs tonight, and then we have 80 miles to come back out, and then we're gonna head up north to Prudhoe Bay on a big sprint. The reason we wanted to fuel at that gas station is because it's the last cheapest gas in Fairbanks. Everything else past Fairbanks when you go north is gonna skyrocket, so we need to put on as much fuel as possible at cheap rates. And now we're gonna have to put on a ton of fuel at an expensive rate, and this could be a $400 mistake. Maybe not that much, 200. The point is we lost our opportunity to put on cheap gas. It'll work out. Just not ideal. It's a mistake. It's no one's fault. It's just a group oversight. So I doubt we do it again. We arrived late into the evening at Manly Hot Springs, another quaint little town at the end of the road.
So we're allowed to park down there for $5 a night. There's people that have made life there. So
Cool.
they're homesteaded.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I think it's expensive. Get in there, set up camp, get out of the bugs, and start in the morning.
Sounds good.
The 4th of July, America's Independence Day. Manly was kicking off the 4th with traditional festivities.
This is amazing. We're having I don't know how this works, some sort of boat race, 3 people in a boat, really skinny speedboats, and I think they just have timed loops that they're on, and they're just running this slough as hard as they can. And apparently that's the thing to do in this little town. Boat races, it's awesome.
Manly had it all: field games, watermelon eating contests, sack races, and we were welcomed with open arms to participate. I found myself in the egg toss. I believe it's the first field game I've ever won. We even got to pick out a prize.
You guys using a hard-boiled egg?
Most of these people that are here right now, we're children here, and we've moved away and come back, or we live in Fairbanks and we bring our grandchildren. Right now we have our grandchildren from Bremerton, Washington, and we have summer places. Yeah. And so we have a beautiful cabin up on the hill that an old gold miner used to own. 2 years ago when we were remodeling it, we tore down the greenhouse. What do you suppose we found?
No way.
$20,000.
Oh my word.
It was 1980 bills, just around $10,000 in cash, and the rest was in gold coins and nuggets. And
That's
so the old guy
Did you keep one
paid
of
to
the gold
remodel
coins?
his cabin 10 years after he was dead. It was pretty cool, and they swear there's more. You know, the legend of Kemp's Gold.
How long have you lived here?
Well, I'm just here for a couple of months. I come about every summer. I'm a missionary pilot,
Okay.
and I serve with Mission Air Care.
Yeah.
And I'm also helping pastor the little church here in Manly Hot Springs.
Cool.
We found that this town had so many cool people.
Well, we were just talking to one of the ladies that was helping run the races with the dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
Sadie is her name. Found out she actually travels around Alaska, to the interiors of Alaska, in the small communities, and speaks on sexual prevention awareness and like violence and stuff. So she actually goes into small communities and like helps the kids, brings them gifts, and just is an open door for them to ever talk to her if they want.
Then there's another guy that lives here, back behind the houses over there, that flew his Cessna 185 over the North Pole. It was the same airplane that he flew his same airplane over the South Pole.
What was the name of
Called the Orange...
It was the Orange Pumpkin or
The
something.
Orange Pumpkin. Yeah, look it
That's
up.
the coolest name for a plane I've ever heard.
You never know who you're gonna find.
No.
Just simply must go
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Okay, so we told the guys we are gonna just do like pancakes and bacon and eggs. We've decided to put bacon and caramel pecans in the pancakes.
Yep, it's gonna be awesome. This is our 4th of July party.
That's right. Nothing like cooking maple chicken sausage in bacon fat. It started out healthy. A man cake!
Oh, this one is. Oh, that is fabulous.
That was close.
Lord, thank you.
There's a local hot springs in which you reserve by the hour by signing up on a piece of paper. It sits in a combination pool house / greenhouse where grapes grow above your head, but are forbidden. Rhonda may or may not have tried one.
It felt good. Yeah, it did.
It's time to hit the local scene. In 1907, a miner named Frank Manly built the Hot Springs Resort Hotel. The hotel was a 4-story building with 45 guest rooms, steam heat, electric lights, hot baths, a bar, restaurant, billiard room, a bowling alley, a barber shop, and an Olympic-sized indoor swimming pool, which, as you can guess, used the hot springs water to heat it. The resort and the mining in the area caused the town to prosper. But in 1913, the resort burned to the ground. Mining activity was also in decline, and by the 1920s, only 29 of the former 500 residents lived in Manly. Toby quickly struck up a conversation with a local.
And you say you live 20 miles up the river?
23. Trap in the wintertime, wolf, wolverine, lynx, marten. A lot of people don't realize most of the critters up here will kill you or eat you.
Right.
You know, we have nothing that just scares you.
What brought you up here?
I watched a movie when I was real young called The Mad Trapper. I loved the scenery, you know, the mountains and the snow and the trees, and so it took me 40 years to get up here, but I made it. It's nice. I love it.
That's great.
You ought to see it in the winter, in the dead of winter, man. And out there on the river at nighttime. I mean, it's a whole new world. Looks like you're the only ones on the planet. The northern lights light up, you know, stars everywhere. I took a trip, 07. I pulled a 300-pound sled down the Yukon River at 57 below. Slept outside. I went 30 miles for 3 days, and that's all I needed to do. And I did it just to see if I could. If somebody gets hurt out there on that river and near me, and I can't get a snow machine cranked up,
right,
I can drag them and save them. That's what I did it for.
Gotta test yourself.
Yeah. Sure. I blistered every one of my fingers where they're bleeding and everything. The fingernails all come off. I burnt my neck, burnt the bridge of my nose to where the skin just come right off. It's not that big of a deal. It's a part of life.
And you're living your dream.
Yeah.
That's the best part. That is so cool.
That's what I meant to do.
Just makes me happy.
Makes me happier.
I bet.
Manly was a huge hit. Frankly, we had taken a gamble on it, and it paid off. The people had made the experience. Toby mentioned that he would have liked to stay longer, as he likes traveling for the relational side of people, not necessarily for the experience of land.
Today we're going to start pushing for the farthest north you can drive in North America. Prudhoe Bay. Dead horse.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. We're pumping gas here in Manly Hot Springs. As you can see, they have a state-of-the-art gas pump. And they have a little formula here to figure out how much your gas is going to cost. It's going to end up being $5.60 a gallon. Great price. And it's just basic unleaded. So,
where do you put your credit card in?
You slide your credit card nowhere.
Okay, so I have looked at my gauges, I have fueled the trucks, and now it is time to reset the scan gauges for our maximum ranges.
Well, we're saying goodbye to Manly Hot Springs. It's been an amazing time, an awesome community, and now it's time to head up to Prudhoe Bay.
The Yukon River. We pushed north past Coldfoot, Alaska, to another Overlanders benchmark.
So here we are at the Arctic Circle. As you can see, there's a sign right there with the circle that represents the Arctic Circle. Rumor has it that above the Arctic Circle in the wintertime is really cold. I don't know if I believe that.
You sure didn't kill off the mosquitoes
right.
yet.
We're the star, right somewhere right. Oh, there it is. Maybe. Is that it? Nope.
You can see the bugs are just as bad, if not worse. And I think they keep getting worse the farther north we go. I do have to say props to Exfishio because I'm wearing, this is a Bugs Away shirt. And I'm totally fine. It's not sprayed with anything else. So everybody else is just covered in bugs. I'm doing okay.
Whoa. Oh, you got it. You got it. I want one.
Look.
July 5th, 2013, I made it across the Arctic Circle in the land of the midnight sun. Look, and she's standing there. Can I always stand?
Ooh, I'm gonna go get mine.
I'm putting this on my wall next to my Michael Jordan stuff.
Well, this is a good day for me. I've always wanted to cross the Arctic Circle. Came close in Russia, but not quite. And now the day is here. Finally made it.
Once I started to wake up and had some lunch, I'm starting to get really excited. And the whole thought of being the Arctic Circle just hit me again. And the realization that I've never been this far north. I've never seen anything like this. And I think we're starting to go, hopefully. Yes! We were told that the Dalton Highway was going to take us 11 or something hours to get where we're going.
The James Dalton Highway, which directly parallels the Alaska Pipeline, is one of the most isolated roads in the United States. Also referred to as the Haul Road, it only has 3 towns along the 414-mile route. Coldfoot, with a population of 13, Wiseman, 22, and Deadhorse, with 25 permanent residents, and as much as 5,000 seasonal residents at the end of the highway at mile 414. The Dalton Highway is a fast-paced road. When the surface is dry, trucks maintain tremendous speeds and are quite frankly the biggest thing to look out for. When rainy, the road becomes a muddy slush party, and driving becomes significantly more difficult and dangerous. There's a report that says that 1 in 50 motorcycles will experience a crash while on the road and are highly recommended not to travel here. We talked to several who had dumped their bikes at one point or another due to the road's very soft surface or shoulder. Nonetheless, it is a spectacular drive, and our General AT tires and Icon suspension made this one of the most spectacular roads I have ever driven. Our biggest recommendation is to have at least 2 spare tires, or at least an extensive repair kit to repair punctures. We crested the Dalton's highest point, Adigan Pass in the Brooks Range. On the other side, we found a couple needing assistance with a tire suffering from multiple punctures.
We're in Alaska right now. We're kind of...
It's a Bic.
I have a new one, man.
Yeah?
Oh, do you? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Now we get the right tire off.
You get on there already?
Yeah.
Our onboard air compressors and repair kits became priceless.
Beautiful Brooks Range right there. Just the end of it. I mean, these mountains are epic.
A lot of people told us that you don't go out there. There's nothing out there. There's just a long, bumpy, dusty road, and there's nothing to see. And once you get past the Brooks Range, it gets really flat. But I gotta say, they're wrong.
Dude, this is incredible. I have never seen anything like this. I don't know, different up here. You can see things, colors. Like that mountain range there has clouds on it that, I don't know, the way they're sitting, I've never seen that before. And the greens and the tans and the reds that you see out here are unlike anything. It's crazy. I love it. I love everything about this place.
Everything. There's not one thing I would change.
I would move here and live here, except for one thing. A lot of one little thing. And they're all over your head right now. In my head, and everything. They're everywhere. You can't escape them.
The start of the slope, the North Slope, the famous North Slope. And it just slopes down to Prudhoe Bay and the Arctic Ocean. This road didn't exist until 1974. So, not many people have ever seen this land other than, like, you know, native people or whatever.
And mosquitoes.
And mosquitoes.
So here we are this morning on the highway to Prudhoe Bay still. We just made it to the ice cut last night and everybody's getting pretty tired. We rolled in around, I don't know, 12:30 or something like that.
We all woke up at like, I don't even know what time because you can't tell. But it looked like it was later in the day, so we got going pretty fast and we packed up and now we're headed back into Deadhorse.
The road is built on top of the tundra due to permafrost, and we found that overall the paved sections were far worse than the improved dirt surfaces. Our GPS arrow was indicating that we were now at the top of the world.
Happy horse. Happy horse, not the dead horse. The happy horse.
Yeah, this is as far as you can go without either super special permission or taking a commercial tour. So this place is pretty cool. It's 100% industry. There's nothing more than awesome trucks and tractors with tracks on them, and this place is pretty sweet. Helicopters coming in and out. There's a lot going on here, but it's all oil, 100% oil. Pretty cool operation. We had reached a very significant benchmark in terms of one day completing the Pan American Highway. Our vehicles had taken a pretty good beating with the pace that we had set. We estimated by the time we returned to Fairbanks, we had about 400 pounds of mud attached to the vehicles, and spent $75 at the car wash removing it.
Just here to get some fuel in Dead Horse.
$5.50 a gallon. We budgeted way more than that. Just didn't know.
Oh, this is gross. How much was it, Jeff? For how much?
That was, we just did 10.157 gallons for $55.95. Not bad, not bad.
Baller.
Spending only 2 hours in Dead Horse, we pointed the truck south. On the edge of town, we cautiously picked up a lone backpacker.
This is Scott.
Scott,
How you doing?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's Jeff. And then there is my wife Rochelle, his wife Rhonda, and Toby.
Hey guys.
He's from France.
From France, yeah. You give me a ride, thank you.
You're very welcome. So how long have you been on the road?
I started in May 17th, so about maybe less than 2 months.
Right.
I started in Vancouver, and I travel around Canada, USA, Alaska.
So that's overlanding on foot.
Yeah.
Many ways to do it. You don't have to do it on 4 wheels. You can do it on 2. You can do it with engines or no engines. You can do it on foot. It's just it's a lifestyle choice on how you plan to see the world. So,
brave man.
Thank you. No, I think it's not brave. It's just a choice, you know. Some people, I don't know, they made the choice to live their life, I don't know, to make a credit, to have a big house, a big car, and some people, I don't know, they prefer to travel, and you know, so I think it's just a choice in my life, and I don't know for how long I will do that, but I want to travel, yeah, meet new people, you know, discover the world, and yeah, I think it's pretty nice, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
if you follow your passion hard enough, you'll find reason to make it work.
Yeah. Life is adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm gonna take off a layer of mosquitoes.
Oh, don't touch it, that's gross.
I'm touching it.
Oh.
Oh. Do it.
Playwood.
Oh, Rhonda.
Do it. Play tongue. Come on.
Lick the butt. Lick the
He's like, no. I have to kiss him.
Yep, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it!
That's
No!
just
No!
Rochelle, that was the kicker.
No!
You could have said that.
No! Oh! Spitting. Your tongue was black. Clay was here. He has a mosquito.
Good life choices right
Look
there.
what you get.
You need some floss for that protein.